Hi, my name is Melissa Morgan. I know that most of you know me and know my story, but for those that don't, I adopted my daughter Addison from China in 2010 when she was 19 months old. This happened after 3 very long years of waiting, lots of paperwork, and many obstacles that only God could work out. In August of 2019, when Addison was 10 years old, she and I were involved in a car accident. She did not survive this, and I was injured. I don't remember many things about that time, but I do remember that I felt a peace that only could have come from the Holy Spirit. It truly was a peace that passes all understanding, and God has continued to give me that peace to this day. As the months passed, I physically recovered from the accident, but I'm still a work in progress emotionally and mentally. One of the things that I've had to work on is forgiveness. And God and I have dealt a lot with that. I've had to forgive the young man that hit us without him ever saying a word to me. I've had to forgive myself, even though I wasn't the one at fault. I had to forgive myself for not doing things differently that night. However, I have come to realize, and God has shown me, that this was just the enemy trying to move me away from God and to turn on God. I've also had to deal with the question of why. Why was I the one that survived the accident? What did God have for me to do that I had to live? And I was determined after that to find out why I survived, and I'm still working on that. And one of the things that I think that he has shown me is that as Addison's first birthday after the accident approached, I decided that I would start a nonprofit ministry. If I could no longer give gifts to her or for different occasions or do things for her, I wanted to be able to do things for young people in this area. I wanted them to experience things that she loved. And I really felt like God was calling me to do this. The one thing that so many people told me after the accident, even up till this day, is that every time they saw Addison, she had a light about her. So Addison's light was formed. And the verse that I base this ministry on is Matthew 5:16. In the same way, let your light shine before others so that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. So the purpose of Addison's light is to shine Jesus wherever we can go and to help the young people in this area that may not be able to experience things that she enjoyed, to help them with basic needs, with counseling and discipleship, but most importantly, just to share Jesus with them. Another part of Addison's light has been the formation of a high school girls service club called Sunshine Girls, and Sunshine is spelled S-O-N, shine. And I really believe that God has taken what was bad for me in 2019 and has made some things good out of it. And Addison's light and Sunshine Girls is one of those. You know, I could go on and on about how I've seen God in so many ways throughout the adoption process, throughout my time with Addison, the accident, and since the accident. I do know that I'm more aware of things now, and I look for ways to see God in things than I have ever done before. And I like to look around, and I like to look up, and I like to see God and see what he's doing. And one of the ways that I have seen that is through an email that I received 8 days after the accident. But I didn't find it till about a year ago. And it was a forward from my aunt, and it was from someone that I do not know. She doesn't know me, and she didn't know Addison except for Facebook posts that my aunt had. And in that email, just about every part of it, she referenced light that she saw in Addison. And she referenced a quote that said, what comes up in the well comes out in the bucket. What's in the well comes out in the bucket. And she said Addison's bucket was full of sunshine, and she spelled sunshine, S-O-N, shine. Then she closed that email with Matthew 5:16. And it amazes me to this day that so much of what I've been trying to do in the last 5 years was really summed up in this email that I didn't see 5 years ago. It amazes me how much Addison's life of 10 years has impacted so many people for God. And I believe that this was God's way of confirming to me that I am doing what he wants me to do right now. That I am in the spot that he wants me to be in. You know, to this day, I miss Addison with every fiber of my being, but I would not wish her back here for anything. I grieve for her with hope, knowing that I will see her and that she will meet me at the gates of heaven one day. But I don't want her to be back here because this world isn't our home. And that's one thing that I've learned over the past 5 years, that this isn't home for us. Our home is in heaven. And until that day, I'm going to do my best to be like Addison was and to shine the light of Jesus everywhere that I go.